What is it in Tibetan?
Tedam.
Zedam, which sounds like a sneeze. Does that mean health? Does it mean health, like health to you, or what does Zedam mean?
Tedam is long life.
Long life, okay.
Oh, good.
uh, recitations chant their refuge and generating bodhicitta mandala offering, and each we will recite 2 times in Tibetan. We will chant in English. Dola penje sanye dobarsho sanye chedan soje chonanda chanjo bardo dane yazo che dane jenzo jimi Dola penje sanye domar sho yasim jen tamje dewa devi judan dembar juji sem jen tamje duma Nanda war juji sem jen tam je duma lebe dewa da menda war juji sem jen tam je nyera cha da nye da dame Tanyam la ne war juji sem jen Dewa dan deve judan dembar Semje tamje dema dan dema je judan dawar Semje tamje dema mebe dewa dan mendawar juje Semje tamje Chadani ni dan da Anyam la ne vara juro ju sa ju Buje ju sha me do dam Re ra ne je nye de jemba de Sa ye shang de me de po wa ye Nanda Shamla Jubar Sho Yedam Rana Mendana Kaneya Dayame. In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha,
I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Now, until my enlightenment,
I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And by the merit creating this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood.
for the benefit of all. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and its causes.
May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and anger. This ground, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, encircled by the four continents, surmounted by the sun and the moon, I visualize this Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings
enjoy this pure land.
Idam Guru Rana. Amen. Foundation's prayer on page number 15. And today in English, right? In English. Okay. The foundations of all good qualities in the kind and venerable Guru, correctly devoting to him,
Is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, the effects of black and white karma pursue us as a shadow follows the body. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativities, and to accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking the pleasures of samsara leads to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by the spirit thought, mindfulness, awareness, and great caution arise. The root of the teaching is keeping my practice. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Having seen that all beings, my kind others, have fallen like myself into the ocean of samsara, may I train in supreme bodhicitta and bear the responsibility for freeing all migratory beings. If I develop bodhicitta without practicing the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. By pacifying distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzing the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the path uniting calm abiding and special myself. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the highest of vehicles. The basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and commitments. Having become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges with my life. Having realized the importance of two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to relate the teachings of the Holy Guru.
May the Guru who shows the noble path and his spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, may I never be separated from the perfect gurus and magnificent Dharma. By completing qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the stage of Vajradhara.
오야네 정말로 다시 들리시게 요스네 가슴 돋아 반영이 있는 말로야지.
One greeting, Tashidelik, to all of you. And let's continue where we left last class. And today we are on page number 335, 20 proximate or the secondary afflictions.
당보도 초월어. 초월세 니 같은 초월세도 공존이 잡을 가려 그러지나. 공존세도 실당 공수도네. 그런 일 소소 노마로 이들라네. 등을용서 지들라. 냥 잡을 요 말때도 다른 뭐 쓰들 점 섬나 전용 소용 섬니 마소와 좀 초용하들. 니 같은 공존세 초월세도 내급내고 같은 소소거니. 만도비 나바 강처를 때라 동는지니 같을 때라 다 지금 자샤로도 니 시리 당으로 같을 때리지 같을 일다 니얼니 위에 때라 당하는 같을 자들이지 그 잡을 때리지 보통 뭐다 좋아도 공동으로
공도들 이런 처방 매우고 있는 거래.
맞아 공도세던 곳에는 밑에 소소 농화물을 밑에 칠라 요나르고 칠라 메나 셈나 자용수 뭐서 배운 거지. 초아세 때 말해. 칠라 요아지고 칠라 메야라 자 칠라 메바 호마지 유트 자용 텔레 컨트롤 때 초아 쳐고 말 컨트롤 쳐고.
So we are on the 20 proximate or the secondary afflictions. The first one is the vindictiveness or belligerence, and so very the distinguish or the differences between anger or the belligerence or vindictiveness. They are a bit different. For example, when we are when we are under the influence of the great anger or great anger, and which derived or which caused by the hatred, and whether the objects of the persons or any objects, whether it is in present or past or futures, basically past doesn't matter whether it's present or past. They have always have a great the fire of anger toward that object or the persons, wishing to hurt him or her. So that is the what we call the anger. But here, vindictiveness or the belligerence doesn't have to be in the it doesn't do with the past. It has to be in the present, which cause immediate kind of rage toward the persons, and try to the using harsh words in order to destroy their the happy mind.
지금 초아세 때 먼저 보충 것들도 보충 때 같은 농사원들 남성 그런 남성들 소개 필요하던 여러서 동네 파스나 semtana kodikayo mas.
So it's quite ventativeness is quite similar. Like if I give you examples, it will be like the mind of the child, the mind of the children's or the child. Like usually like child or the children's, whenever they have any kind of that kind of mind, and they immediately act. For example, like a young time, we usually bite and bite someone and do something to in order to hurt them. But as soon as finish, then it will change, and it will change, or we kind of become calm, or they forget.
콘준다 콘준 콘준세한테 소소라 노바캬 semnazım jeninde ne 그런 고kun로 말아이나 마원나 디 고kun도 좀 되라 좀 samlotelada 콘준세
And the next is the Tibetan we call konzin, which is here is resentment, resentment, and it is the kind of the ill mind that always looking for the opportunity, and having that ill mind, or the mind that wish to hurt someone, and always looking for the right time or opportunity, and when it comes, so they will will the disturb, or will hurt them.
단데 콘준치 다 차바들죠 차바세야 되네 배울도 봐 소소고 견당 니와 요나도 미잘 하마 고치네 배울시도 점로지 요라 어때 차바세야
And the next next uh, uh, hypocrisy, right? And hypocrisy, and the that this is the mind, and usually we try to hide one's unwholesome deed, or hiding inappropriate deed or actions. So that is the we call the Tibetan chapa, or the hypocrisy, or the concealment.
저동안에 차바지나 그 아주 정말 상지셔지랑 안에 이마 종라 내용 냠때 초지네 니 이마 종이랑 데들이 제준지죠 대준지는 데야 내용 감빈된 내용 소와 소야 냐서시나 내용 소와 되고 데들이는 정부분들이 지는데 조금 말세요 남tun지 합사는 것들이 고급지고 살다 당서 이식을 하고 나서 손에 지금 정도 됐던 거지 어떤 지 단단하고 소중 속고 이마 종종나 소중 속에 어디 내 당도 차바세 때 상황만 지어지니 파시나 수 하와 토바당 연도유 발라 티니 당다 수 견시나 견텔라 님을 가는 연데 때 지나 가르치나 지마마와데 고빌람 맞는 티용고자 때 차바세 때 소소 직동 말을 때 작도지 로이알기면 그렇게 존지 있어버다
So this hypocrisy and concealment, actually, it is the one of the obstacles that as long as we have this kind of mind, there will be obstacles. We never see the developments or progressions, or the fruitions in our life. Um, the reason because we never confessed and we never accept and also uh, try to the hide the very unwholesome deeds that we made. And for example, the in monastery and especially during the Buddha time, and there we have what we call the confessions ceremony every 15 days. And during that times, there will be assembly ceremony where the each of monks will approach to the senior monk or the senior advisor and so forth, and where they reveal the one's misdeed or the inappropriate actions that they accumulate or that did. And then later that advisor or the master will point and direct their very mind and so forth in a way, and they will kind of purify or confess that their very deed and then move on. I think that kind of tradition, and also have the in a church, right? In church, you visit, the people visit, and where they confess their very misdeed toward the I don't know what you call the master or the advice priest, right? Preacher,
Catholicism.
yeah, preacher or
Some of
preach, and and so this is the what's supposed to do. But when we have hypocrisy or the concealment, we tend to hide our very misdeed or inappropriate or unwholesome deed, and try to hide, not revealing. And so again, and it is the obstacles of the not to arise our very knowledge and so forth.
조 네. 다 차파세네 성화 소수 준 성화의 비고르 비안도 비성로도 네. 양 성만의 시고르스가 세고 말 소수 성화의 소수 로키사 등 파마 등 소수 윤등이와 인등 어떤들한테 소수 semkün 예준 등의 제 차이지 파시에나 어떤 때는데 지 조만데 지내 고 예준 뜻이라 랑겨 된서 성지 좀 된데 그때 된데 다 르비 마용 아니 단단 아주 소중 이마 중앙용 초고라고 말 초고를 때 단단다 된데 이마 중앙디 는 된데 견진 사워든 시고 말다 된데 인가스 니와 강지와 토로 샹버지 시고 말도 호마디 로지 중서 단단데 상관도 시에 지마디 군이 찬로 만톨라니 특반로 조나오 교된데 시송한테 소중한테 시송 된데 요라 나왔어 근데 진짜 된데 랑사오 시에 매시어 된데 에스든지 고 된서 당하는도 차바세데 적당 배대 용도시 뜻이고 말이나 소소소 성화를 성화를 요때 성화대 셰고 수수 이치었던 거네 로키살라드 셰나 텔라테니 꾼트 마원 마용 쫑트도 요지.
Speaking of confessions, the when we think and talk about confessions, doesn't mean you have to reveal all your secret. It will be problematic. It will be very. It's not good, and so when we confess, of course, you find the right environments or the right the objects. For example, maybe individual persons whom you believe, whom you put your trust. For example, your parents, master, or knowledgeable or experienced individual where you have your thirst, whom you thirst and whom you believe, so you can approach and you can confess them. Doesn't mean you have to reveal every secret that you have. Otherwise, it will be the problems in the futures. Used to be in the monkhood when we have a confessions ceremony where they reveal everything and reveal the everything. But later there was a little problem because and then monks will say, "Hey, I know what you did," and they and like this, so there was a problem. So then, since then, a little bit change. Uh, they do still do confessions, but not directly. They confess. Rather, they kind of like recite one of the verses and mentally they confess those misdeed and so forth.
다 측바세야 돼. 측바도 측바세야 돼. 제동안에 측바사지 측바상으로 또 군진당 안에 공도 군진당 초월의 기용으로 쏘네. 측을람네. 넉을람네 파파쇼라. 측즈보 모르니. 스물등에 째들라. 측바세 거서. 단도도 삼바드나 더건데. 그조 측바사용 쏘들라더니 초아이나 낙발라서 봐. 얘도 당할서 좀 거야. 측바이는 데만 칸이 그죠? 생각하려면 하셔도 되겠다.
The next is a spite, and spite usually it's arise from the hatred and the grudge, or the hatred and uh, resentments. And verbally we use the harsh words or harsh language, and in order to creating a turmoil individual's mind or destroying their peace of mind. And it is a bit different than the first one, ventativeness, where this one is the physical hurt others, such as beating and so forth. But this one is more with the do with the verbal actions, where we use the bad language and so forth, to create a turmoil or the destroying their happy mind.
근데 차도를 차도서야 되는 연결 부족 통제 뭐죠? 그때부터 그냥 차시 차도 지지 버셔서 차도서야 되네. 아주 양지게 연발 부수 소바 연발로 부수 소바 중으로서 소섬 나 마가지고 때 근데 차도서 저도 부수 소바 너무나 소 차도 지자 된 것도 리듬 발라요. 리듬 바 연든 바 아니 총바 마바 코들 리듬 발라요나 리듬 바데 그때 공이 강라로 그래 삼로나 근데 코텔에 마가 총 semna makyo yung tela tenen ti pasho ti pasu soba to meo so tapshiro da tong ane jabong de ka tang lo so ta te yora mo lo te so chitong ane pasu soba tela li pasu soba long chu pasu soba ane sanyan tang la soba te pasu soba zula tenen ne maga yung chire so.
And the next is the jealousy. A jealousy usually it arises, especially the people who are the same stage or the same level to us, and it is the uh, um, kind of a malaise thought to kind of hurt others, and due to the having others better and the fortune's life. And again, it is usually arise whenever we have a comparisons between others, especially people who are same level or same class to us. And for example, people, for example, if I am a business man, and usually the jealousy arise whenever I'm with the other business people. And if I am a doctor or nurse, and then I have a jealousy toward the doctor and the nurse. And so there are different kinds of jealousy or envy arise due to the fortunes of the body, fortunes of the wealth, and the fortunes of the great reputations. And again, it is usually arise that people who are same level or the same class to us.
차도시는 차도고 님을 가려서 차도시는 님을 가려서 차도시 소소 셈나 기본메어진데 파쇼 분수수 총 기본메어지 기본메어들 때니 리니 인다만다 시 남짓단 좀 하가는 대용서 파쇼 되게 되네 등다 하고 가가메어 하고 좀 남서 남경아도 좀 보이나 딱고 셈나 아마가 가서 실리도 그런 전부 소소라 전부 요즘 밑에 전부 메어서 실리지 그랬지 되지네 아니 的讲这第年不搞的是那几岁人的是几岁人接头呢？不是说有那个，对，不是说非要过来，可的不是说我真正啊，真的是用头拿是的，但可有把那是得了毛把钱的，处处得了毛把钱呢，几岁人接头呢？啊，你个点的怕通知什么抓几个的，处处的件事情的，这个原来的顺序头啊，不是说把忙过有些，啊，你个点的怕通知什么抓几个的。 소소 디제 신지니 디기 연단대 순저 토할 그래서 수바 먹고 요르지 되는 것도 멋지 나나 했던 거 담이 멋지 나 같이 보더지
And so this is we have to recognize this mind. And whenever we have this kind of mind, and we always have a kind of disturbed mind, and always looking for the the opportunity in order to eliminate their very reputations by making gossip or making kind of like the bad reputations or name or so forth about him or her. And so anyway, once we recognize and the very very unfortunate of having this mind. Of course, first of all, whenever we have a jealousy or envy mind, first of all, we don't have a peace of mind, right? We always have a kind of worriness and because of that ill mind, and then the physically the appearance or the verbally and so forth we will act, and by doing that, and other will eventually they will find out that you do not like me, and so on and so forth. They jealous toward me, and when we do that, and then now people all will kind of find out and have a bad the idea or the thing about us. And what happens, even we are good friends, or and then later we become enemies, and we won't get along well. And when they find out we have a jealousy and we don't like them, and so this is what unfortunate of having this. So once we understand and recognize this very mind, so what we should do, and we always apply the antidote of the jealousy. So antidote of the jealousy, it is rejoicement, rejoice other fortunes and good life and successful life and so forth. For example, instead of having a jealousy toward your friends who are doing good and doing good in many things, and you should kind of rejoice first, rejoice and wish that may I or may others have that kind of fortunes and knowledge and fortune life. I think this is very essential and very important and very meaningful, way of thinking, way of adopting that very practice in our life, and which is us to, get along and easily with the full of happy and peaceful mind.
된서다 네 ጭ땅 말아줘 자위 뇽무 저기나리 뉴이 뇽무 시네 용사 자와 네 마리파 마시비옹 그 마시 마리비옹 거니 당진 스네 당진 라테니 거 당진 아 세츠쇼 자치 보죠 nga se chizum yo de la de ne nga ngarang dopa me bi sho de kang yong de la bi chwa kyong ane dopa yo bi sho kang ba de la chapa kyong chadang ni wo de de sam ne da zawa ne chadang ni wo de samsung chadang ya dina de sam nam pa ji ro yo de za ne marik bi yong ga ne nganzin takko chi de la de ne mun do bi sho de la ne 때 정말 때라 좀 맞춰지네. 근데 공부 좀 그때라 아니 디 조비 때 때는 가랑 전에 셈나 먹이 찍는 거 나심 노선 녹다심 쓰는 녹다세 다든 좀 당진들이 막 매바질라 요벌 좀 받을 녹다서 때라 때네 네 지들라 아니 지들 나슴세다 착병 때 거기 때 뭐, 강에도 비운데가 강식 통용 땡말라 톱나 사비삼로 같이나 섬나 된다 자들라 나슴세고 다 내급도 자요를 배경을 보는데 노슴세다 코가 든지 다다다 착받은 거 카드 내급 거니 노바찬데 tel라 렌도도 왔다 아니 풀라베 섬나 장니 양보 되는 군이데 고코랑네 tel라 노바차고선에 또 노바차고선 samutela nosum sekurtena nasum nosum yude ligilina namba sum se ngak namba yigi namba sum te koni da 정말 좋은 거라 yigi namba sum botela tene ene ngak namba ji ligi namba sum de 자동되게 좋은 거지 뭐게 좋대
Here, whether we talk about the 6 basic emotions or the 20 proximate or the secondary afflictions, it all arises from the ignorance and arise from the attachments, anger, and bewilderments or ignorance. And because of the ignorance or bewilderment, we have a strong sense of self-grasping and self-grasping. And once we have a strong self-grasping, it will create either attachments or aversions. For example, when we are accounting or the contact toward the things won't we appreciate, won't we like, and things that are very attractive and beautiful, we will have attachments. Attachment will arise, or things that we the account with the contact with not attractive and ugly, and things we do not like, and or arise the aversions or the angers. So this is all happens. The very root of the causing this all is the ignorance or the bewilderment, and because of the bewilderments or the ignorance, we fail to bear and unwarily, and we engage all kinds of things and in our life. So this is the if you look on the if you remember the 10 non-virtues, and one of the non-virtues is the wrong view. And when we look at the wrong view, wrong view is the kind of misconceptions that holdings in our mind that not just true, holding as the true as untrue, and so forth. So that is the what we call the one of the example of the misconceptions or the wrong view. And when we have a wrong view, and also speaking of the 10 non-virtues, such as the non-virtues act or arise from the mentally, and such as the yeah, the three non-virtues are the covetousness, maliciousness, and the wrong views. And because of the usually these three mental non-virtues arise either from the attachments and aversions. When we have attachments and we have a sense of the covetousness, when we have, for example, wishing that may I have this in my life, and so on and so forth. So this is very relative with the attachments, where when we have the hatred, anger, then we have a malicious thought. So this is all three of them we consider as mental non-virtues. And when we have a mental, these three non-virtues, such as covetousness, maliciousness, and wrong view, and then we will see the arisal of the physical and the verbal non-virtues, such as verbal non-virtues will be idle, gossip, harsh word, and 저기 가르쳐. 막주.
Speech.
Idle speech and gossip.
Divisive.
Divisive, yeah. The lying, yeah, lying, idle gossip, and divisive. So these are the three verbal non-virtues, and then the physical non-virtues, it will be stealing, killing, and sexual misconduct. So this all 10 non-virtues derive from the mental afflictions, and especially from the wrong view.
단 똑다른 이유도 건드지게 쓰고르스나 적당 아무도 나세 때 봉봉을 딱비 다쯤도 요르다 아무도 들리 또때 나세 때 답에 딱바 담보 상마 전 초도 와지 이 받는 스페이스 셈기 때라 점다르스 때라 점용 소트네 때때 뭐지 봤다고 딱바이 봐 상마이 봐 초도 와이 받는 점네 따텔 도도 도공로 약당로다 당봉아 지다라 신지성 된지 생분당 존이 될라 땅아 하시네 셈베 심바지 도모전도 덕던도 지쳐져 왔더니 따 될라 대치 경제가 쳤더니 대 탐팅지 요리 쳤더 착바 만텀비 좀 도비 쳤더 셰당 차당 요때 그 송겹징이 도들다 뜻지용으로 될라 때네 가려운 거잖아 니즈네 단등이 다인 등이 녀즈네 담봉아 지달서 덕건도 징이라 찾게와 단들 녀인즈네 다덕스 파수 소소고 본것들이 파치고 정5 타자를 베르비시 야치스 녀즈네 다송 정도 소지진들 마음에 봐야지. 대제용서 때는 노적그 스병단 차단 공원 샘그 저점은 요모진나 샘달라 때니 네 코로와라 코르다 버스다 코로와데 도면 말이 바로 말이 받다 스비 싸와 당진들와 때더니 때 니와 레상 거다 때라 때니 차단이라 때니 레상 레 차단이오데 요모디 때라 때니 링은 부조로 때니 레상용서 다 니와드 칠레세 레상용도 가와키와림 박다 코로다 기와는 요 레트 사용소 레트가 라함에 버 남시 장내니 고조 게트 크쇼스 장내니 기와는 다 기와는 바수 기와 공알링은 티쇼트 남시 넘버 시 서리 차트 송 3조롱 소텔레트 기와는 도 기와는 소 기와는 사타바 미도 기가 당보 파마니가 3조롱 소텔레트네 망스크세트 조고동 파마니 그쪽이 바 제네틱가 남시 산기와다는데 망스크즈니 망동즈기 요테 도시 때때 담모지 드니티 야야 치리치리 송들이 뭐 그거 나요 뭐도 정도네 진실즈니다 남시와 공원시한테 버부터 어떤이 다 텔라테네 남시 넘버 12 샘트 파 남시 시용 그 남시 시용 어떤데 서로와 령고 랑파지 다 텔라테네 어 드르세사지 랑파될 때는 서로와 대화 저와 등을지 서로 내들라 때냈더니 양 차동지 다 되지 코로코통도 되었어요.
No, so here the so when we study and about this mental factors, and there's a things that we often talk about the five aggregates, and also and because of the five aggregate, the self attach toward the five aggregates.
공공을 또 붙었으면 요르다.
Yeah.
또 요르지. 당아도 들리가니. 아니 다 타파인 바 상와인 바 요토 세븐til 요섬 뜻 노르다.
And the 풍부한 답이 따som디 가는 게.
따좀 맞도 요 말. nga세 들리지 맞도 요 말.
And so anyway, this the sense of I, and or Tibetan we say nga, or the I, toward the five aggregates. And that very five aggregate, it also merely the fact, or actually is merely the name, and but and merely name then nothings, and but because of the strong sense of I and mind toward the five aggregates, and we tend to think that that having that very misunderstanding or misconceptions toward the things we possess, things we own, such as five aggregate and so forth, and we think it is the perfections, the most perfections than others, and we consider as pure, clean perfections and the best, and so on and so forth. And also think as a permanent. It is permanently, it exists, permanently is there, and so forth. And but anyway, because of that the self and the sense of I, when we have a sense of I, and then that very sense of I will cause the sense of mind, and this is mine, and this is belong to me, we possess, and we provide all the necessities toward our desire, and if things that which not appropriate, which not accept, we kind of neglect, we try to destroy. Or if things is more appropriate to us and good to us and happy toward our desire, and then we try to fulfill that as much as we can. So basically, first of all, we have a strong sense of I, and then some sense of I will create a sense of mind we possess, and you said it's belong to me, and we do all we can or use all our power and the knowledge in order to protect this. As I mentioned, try to neglect things that are not needed, and try to collect if we need it, and 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 because of that, and we often fail, or we often tirelessly having these misconceptions, we keep the track, or keep coming in this very samsara, the oceans of samsara, or circling existence. And the
어떤 저당아도 오감대 장고치라 어떻게네 저당안에 ngaset yo ngaset yo tengaro se yo ngarong semna namjin zba noji de yo warso tate to chetong tamsa marwa chama nginzi ji dang mando de jang aro gom yer so nga ju jagumchini ngaset kanda chig de se te chigo chini ngaset de ra songena rangyo tagarang la jogomchini samno tone moini de sali sharyute sam sharyute semna zamchi 그때 말아가는 말아가 비통비 양지 샤랑 그랬다 드라마송 차지 샤랑 바로 유통 양들라 냠버송 뭔데 자이지 어떻게네 어쨌든 알아서 sem나 남성 응아까와도 남성 폼보를 간다 로고 창한 걸 봐도 대 한치는 로고 창사를 보고 폼보가 전에 손은 거네 우리 야다 폼보는 폼보는 요르나 폼보는 자고 정부는 짠 진짜 뭐 강비 세문 것도 봐자동 자다 근데 나서야 돼 얘기비 맞아 어떤 데를 써야지 얘기도 했대 어떤 리듬 좀 소리는 저도 한번 양소 좀 거한테 또 더더 정디 더더 좀 버티체 뭐니 송어로 뭔데 어딘도 되는 거 맞아 뭔데 좋대 맞아야지 리듬 강 그런데 디스코 등을 들어오는 데 지고
And so let's practice meditations for a couple minutes, and after that we will discuss. And if you have any questions, we could discuss. And so meditations today, I want to search and try to find where is the I. And of course, every Buddhist tenet, they have a different way to promote, or different way to present the finding the I, and their I, and but anyway, when we meditate and try to locate the I, and first of all, you have to scan your inner body. Where is the I? And try to locate your I. If you cannot find your I, if your I becomes some sort of like an empty, then just meditate on emptiness, and as long as you can. And if you find and see what kind of I you have, in generally, whenever we say where's I, usually we just said I'm here. We touch our chest, I'm here, and but really it isn't here, and where it is, you have to try to locate. Begin with you can scan from your head all the way down, and see if you can find. So this is the one of the practice we call the four applications of the mindfulness. the mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feeling, and so forth. So this practice is also considered as one of the applications of the mindfulness, and which we really try to understand the very the body's phenomena, and where we try to understand the very natural body of the pure happiness, permanent, and then so forth.
哎呀，你掌握起的是怎么？
And during the meditations, it is important to sit straight